As a former regulator in the hazardous materials world, in the dangerous goods world, if it's outside the US, I thought I knew the entire complexity of the dangerous goods and hazardous materials world. I thought I had a good understanding of it. The reality is that as a consultant now, I learn things on a regular basis that, I wish I would have known as a regulator. The power of insurance companies is one of them. The power and importance of insurance companies in the hazardous materials world is really important, and to approach an understanding from their perspective is very, very important. Insurance companies, they have a stake in how you build your buildings, how your operations flow, what type of products are coming in and out of your facilities, what are you storing, how are you storing it. They have all of these concerns because, again, an insurance company, their stake is that at the end of the day, they're trying to be a profitable company. They want to take your premium, they're going to invest it in different things, they want to make money on it, and they want to protect themselves from that great loss of your building, or God forbid, an employee gets hurt or dies. And so they have to understand, what are you doing to not only protect you, your employees, but their investment. And so an insurance company is going to want to know, all right, you are storing lithium batteries on your facility, right? What are you doing to prevent total loss? When a lithium battery goes into thermal runaway, you can think of a lithium battery, regardless of the size, it's a bunch of, let's say, AA size batteries that we see in flashlights and everything else, but they're combined in a case. And if one of those cells goes into what's called thermal runaway, which means it starts fire, it has a short circuit, something goes wrong internally, and that starts to have a reaction, which then leads to all of the other cells inside of that battery catching fire. And that fire is hot, and it's producing flammable gases, and it's very, very, very dynamic. And so if you can imagine, if you have a storage rack with a bunch of lithium batteries on there, then that can propagate from one package to the next package very quickly. So that insurance company is going to want to know, all right, well, if you're storing these in your facility, how are you going to protect it if something goes wrong with one of them? Do you have in-rack storage fire extinguishing systems? Do you have these batteries in a separate building that if something happens inside that building, number one, you have a way to put out the fire or prevent propagation from one to the next, but also it's not going to take out the rest of your building. And so insurance companies certainly will come in and they'll evaluate your operation and say, all right, you have lithium batteries. What are you doing to protect your people, your property, and our investment? And they're going to provide you with some of the National Fire Protection Act recommendations, but most insurance companies are going to have their own recommendations as well that go far and above what the national, state, and local codes are going to say. Your insurance company is going to come in. One well-known insurance company has data sheets on all kinds of activities, including the manufacture and storage of lithium batteries. They want in-rack fire extinguishing systems. They want, if you have a number of lithium batteries, they want a separate storage building, because they know that if one of those goes into thermal runaway, that it could propagate to all of them, and they don't want the whole building coming down. They want that to be isolated, and they also want that storage building to have adequate fire extinguishing media. They are constantly testing different types of fire extinguishing media. Right now, the leading fire extinguishing media is water. What happens, of course, if you have all of your lithium batteries in a rack and it starts to go into thermal runaway, and then you just flood that system, you've not only impacted that area, but every area around it. Now everything's wet. Now that insurance company is either going to evaluate and say, you know what, this was on you. You didn't do what we asked you to do. So now that financial responsibility is yours. Or they're going to come in and they're going to provide you with some financial stability and reimbursement, but you're still starting from scratch. You still operated in a manner that now you have to rebuild, and that's going to take time, and that's going to take you off, away from what you normally do. So, again, one of the things that I learned coming in as a consultant is that insurance companies have a perspective. their perspective is valid. They are out to be a profitable organization. There's no insurance companies that I know that are charities. They're out there to make money as an organization. In that, they are evaluating everybody's operation that they cover, and they're going to say, okay, your operation isn't good enough, or hey, listen, you can tweak it here, you can tweak it there, or if you are doing everything that they ask you to do, then they want to make sure that you continue, that your operations are safe, because they're trying to protect their investment as well as yours. What I've found over the last few years of being a consultant is that insurance companies, especially ones that cover hazardous materials and specifically lithium batteries, they want to be engaged with professionals that understand the risks involved in storage and transport of lithium batteries. They're constantly trying to educate themselves. They're doing research projects. They're trying to find the best, most effective manner of extinguishing lithium battery fires or preventing them in the first place. And so there's a great opportunity for hazardous materials professionals to reach out to their insurance companies to make sure that insurance companies are educated, because they want to be educated. Again, insurance companies are out there to protect you, but also to protect their own investment. And the way they do that the best is by educating themselves in the risks overall in the storage and transport of lithium batteries.